$1,000 a year, but is living in public housing meant for the disadvantaged. And we meet a high-rolling gambler who believes he's worked out a system to beat the casino.
Blakey believes he's different, that he's actually worked out how to beat the roulette wheel.
I've been at a place where 5 people have been playing roulette at $50,000 a spin.
And do they provide the limo for you every time?
Yes, the limo picks me up each time.
Done. Coming up, we take an exclusive peek at the inner sanctum of a gambling casino, the room where the high rollers can win or lose a fortune. He's a former teacher who's fascinated by mathematics. He's written several books on the subject, but his passion for numbers has another outlet, and that's gambling. Martin is one of Australia's high rollers, just the kind of client every casino wants, but as Peter Wilkinson reports, this gambler believes he has a system which just can't fail.
I've been at a place where 5 people have been playing roulette at $50,000 a spin. That's very big money.
This is a rare entree to the inner sanctum of a casino, the Launceston Casino, the highly restricted area exclusively for high rollers. Most weekends here, you'll find Martin Blakey.
I'm amazed at the amount of money some of those guys are putting across the table.
People are putting $500, $1,000 a spin consistently with high chips. They're the real high rollers. Where you've got a chance of big wins, you've also got a chance of big losses.
Blakey believes he's different, that he's actually worked out how to beat the roulette wheel. In fact, he's obsessed with this strange battle to beat the game of chance.
Maybe I've come up with something that is new and hasn't been put forward by anyone else.
Good morning, your limousine's ready?
Be there in a second.
Now, casinos love gamblers like Blakey. They'll actually pay money to have him stay. And do they provide the limo for you every time?
Yes, the limo picks me up each time I go over there.
And how many times would you have been across to Launceston with this high roller service?
In the last year, 12 months, I suppose I've been over there about 40 weekends, 40 times.
He travels first class, casino paying, of course. Logic tells us that the reason they fly you high rollers in at their expense is the casino believes that on balance they're going to make money.
Yes, I agree with that.
So you think you're the exception to the average high roller?
I think that after this weekend you might decide that maybe I'm not just a mad gambler.
No more bets, thank you.
Martin plays with a float of 20,000.
Get marks for neatness too.
What's your biggest win?
Over a weekend?
Yeah.
15,000.
What's your biggest loss?
20,000.
How far are you ahead on average?
Well, I'm ahead.
These are our best clients, and as in any industry, you have to look after them better than your opposition.
Mark Wells' full-time job is to attract high rollers to this casino. $20. The cigars and drinks on the house, naturally, and when it all gets a bit too much, sauna and massage, softening you up to do it all again.
And how many high rollers have you got signed up here?
The Launceston list would be around about 650 people, but that's the tip of the iceberg as far as premium players in Australia goes.
You're talking about someone who's prepared to come down here and lay $10,000 on the table.
10 grand, yes.
14, staying there. 17, staying there. 18, staying there.
Downstairs, that flutter you once had suddenly seems very small bicky. Maybe it was blackjack.
Oh, a bit behind at the moment. And by how much? $8 at this stage.
There's Australia's own 2-up.
Great time, about $40. It's unreal. 2-up's going unreal.
And of course, the ubiquitous roulette wheel. What did you start out with?
50.
What did you walk away with?
2,000. In debt.
Once you get it in perspective, it all makes sense. The big money in a casino like this is upstairs, not downstairs. And if they can organise on a weekend 15 or 20 high rollers across here and part them each of $30,000 or $40,000, There's more profit in that, I'm told, in one weekend than in the rest of the complex in weeks.
They convince you that you're someone very special, and a lot of people get caught up in this and feel obliged to bet higher to substantiate their status. I don't do that.
I mean, that's what this high roller business is all about, isn't it?
Yes.
Cards. An ace. And a 2. Straightening low. Now the ace 6 to bet or check. Any part of 320.
Now, before we tell you what he's like at roulette, it turns out Blakey is no slouch at the odd hand of stud poker.
Thanks for that. I just needed that.
They play on and on from early evening to the early hours. And then the next night, another round.
1,090.
$1,080.
Yes.
Finally, our man comes in second, and $5,000 better off. Not bad for 2 nights' work.
Oh, sorry about that, Mario.
Every gambler says, tonight I can win. It's got to be my turn.
Oh, yes, many of them feel that way, but that's not my approach.
And the roulette wheel. No doubt you all want to know his system.
Just one on each thing, sir. The probability of winning on any one spin is 43%. If over 80 spins, the croupier can spin, say, less than 16% of my numbers, then I'm going to lose the money I'm playing with. That's as simple as I can put it.
Well, you asked for it. Now, believe it or not, as we watched, Blakey won. Not a lot, but in this session, about $1,000.
I nominated before I sat down that I was going to win between $150 and $350 an hour. At the end of 2 3/4 hours, I actually won $1,050, which was pretty well spot on what I predicted.
Well, it's not too bad, I guess. Take your chances. Peter Wilkinson reporting there. Next up, Expo 88, the success story that